What's up, guys? No more Op4 here. Gonna do another 1022 video for you. This time I'm gonna show you how to change the stock of your regular 1022 over to an Archangel stock. I just wanted to do this because there's nothing wrong with this stock, but I had some extra rubles laying around, so I decided, hey, why not? Let's put a stock on there, and it'll also help for the reason I chose this stock was because I wanted something a little bit more AR-like. The Tapco is great, but I like the added rails that the Archangel has, so it's only about $10 more expensive. I just decided to go with that one. So I'm going to show you how to turn your 1022 into an Archangel 22. So as you can see, obviously the first step is to remove the old stock from your 1022, and you're going to want to keep those parts handy for the future, just in case you don't like the stock or whatever. And then you're going to want to get your Archangel pieces. Now it comes with these 3 pieces, and it also comes with this, whatever you want to call this. I'm not really sure. Maybe if you're a child you like this, but in my opinion this is going in the garbage. Anyway, you also get this set of screws. You're going to want to keep those handy, and you are going to want to read the instructions. This is basically all that you get. It comes with that, but it's more than enough to get the job done. So let's get into it. So the next step is to replace the 1022 magazine release, which is this piece here, with the supplied Archangel magazine release. You do that by drifting out this pin and just swapping out the release buttons. It's a little bit larger. If you have any special auto bolt release or anything like that, it's not going to make a difference. You can still get it to fit. As you can see, I did here because I have a Volquartsen trigger release. Bolt release, excuse me, and now I got it to slide right in without any problems. The next step is to remove the front and rear sight. You can do that by just drifting them out. Let me zoom in for you. You can see there's a little pin there. You can just do that with a wooden dowel rod, and the front sight also can just be pushed out. I'd recommend using a rubber mallet. So I'm going to do that right now. So after looking at the front side, I determined I'm not even going to tap that out because I'm not putting that cheesy forend piece on. So you can just skip that step, and we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so the next step is going to be installing this onto the receiver. And just like on a regular 1022 stock, you're going to want to have the safety spaced as evenly apart as possible, and just drop that down in there. And that safety just has a way of coming loose when you don't need it to. And get it down right like that. Then going to want to get the old receiver screw from your old stock and use that to connect the new stock. Okay, once you get that original screw out, take it and insert it into the new stock and tighten that. You want to tighten it to snug, but you don't want to over tighten it, so just be cautious of that. When you start feeling resistance, give it a couple more turns. And stop. Okay, the next task is going to be installing the top rail on there. If you have the scope-based adapter on there, you will have to take that off. I do, so I'm going to have to do that right now. Okay, scope base adapter is out. The next step is going to be to use the 4 included screws. It's these ones to put the top rail in place. Okay, so the first step to mounting the top part is just make sure it fits. Directions say if you have trouble getting it to fit, you might just want to put it in the oven. It says like 170 to 200 degrees for like 10 minutes or something like that. I didn't have any issues, so I'm going to go ahead and start tightening this here. And I'm going to drop those in first. Similarly to how the scope base adapter was recommended to be installed, I'm going to do it the same way and tighten each one individually instead of fully tightening one at a time. What that does is just ensure a proper fit. And I think I have an Allen wrench that is going to fit those. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. So one thing I did discover with the screws is that if you tighten them too much, you'll have problems with the bolt. So the length that I found to be perfect was right flush with the top of the new stock. If you go any deeper than that, you will have problems pulling back the bolt, similar to if you tighten the original scope base adapter. Same principle there. Because the receiver is drilled and tapped, these screws can go right in and obstruct the bolt from moving. So keep those flush with the top of the receiver, the top of the stock. So the next step here is going to be installing the upper rail onto the lower part and the forend as well. Just need to find an Allen wrench big enough for those. Okay, the next step is to take these 2 screws and tighten them here. Now to do that, you're going to want to put the rifle with the buttstock down, and you're going to want to push up here to make sure that the, let me move this up a little bit. I'm going to push up here and down this way here to get this as tight as possible, and then you're going to want to tighten those screws up. So I'm going to do that right now and then show you the finished product. So after some serious work here, not really serious, just kind of messing around, we finally got the stock fully assembled on the gun, and I'll probably just take it off the bipod here in a second to show you. But it looks pretty good in my opinion. Very sturdy. Don't really, just testing the strength of the connection piece points here. I really don't see any weak points. The only part that there's really any wiggle in is the buttstock, and I mean that's with a lot of stocks you have that, so I really didn't expect that to be any different. I'm not sure if this tube is interchangeable. I think it is. I'm not sure if it's commercial or mil spec, but I'm going to look into that. And I may even replace the stock on it, because I was thinking about doing a color pattern with some ladder panels, but we'll see. Just some things I did notice afterwards. The bolt can be a little bit harder to pull back. It seems like that there may be some tension that's causing it to be a little bit tight. Now after you pull it back the first time, it seems like it's easier. This may be something that I have to look at internally afterwards. But the first, for whatever reason, pulling it back just seems to be a little bit more difficult. May just be some issue from the tightness of the fit of the stock onto the receiver. The other thing that I noticed that was a little bit tight was the magazines. There is a tightness factor here And I think the solution to this is going to be to sand it down a little bit in here. Possibly, you know, maybe I will have to throw this lower part into the oven and just kind of pull it back a little bit. But at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be a benefit, because I had some feeding issues with the Butler Creek magazine, which is supposedly one of the better ones. So maybe this will help. I'm not going to do anything until I actually take it to the range. Obviously, the Butler Creek is easier to get out in the 10 round because the issue is that you know, I'm hitting this magazine release. It came out easy right there. Let me see if that was due to the bolt or not. Yeah, see, it's really giving me a little bit of a hard time there. Try it again. Yep, see, it's not coming out, and usually the 10 round would drop immediately free. Have to pull it out. So, not sure what the issue is. Like I said, though, I'm going to take it to the range first and shoot it. Might even be a beneficial point because, like I said, you know, I was having some issues in regard to the 25 round magazine. So this might actually be to my benefit to have a little bit tighter here. Obviously, because I have more of something to grab on with the 25 round, you know, obviously that's still pretty easy. So something I'll have to get back to you on. Obviously, next step from this point is just to mount whatever optic you're going to use onto the gun. And you're ready to roll, guys. It's no more out for putting together the Archangel 556. Oh, okay, there we go. Gonna give you a once over. But as I was saying, you know, if you have any questions or anything, definitely feel free to get in touch with me. In regards to this or other videos or other mods you want me to show you how to do on the 1022, feel free to get in touch with me. Again, this is the Archangel 556 stock by ProMag, and I will do a separate review of what I think of this stock. This was mainly just the installation, but feel free to get in touch with me, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.